Welcome back to the Killa Konvos podcast. This is a very much long-awaited episode, a long-awaited topic that I've been meaning to talk about for a long, long time. And I'm so glad to introduce you guys to my girl, Heather. Hey, boo.
Hi.
Hey, Heather. What kind of nickname do they call, like, girls named Heather? Hey, Heather.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't have a damn nickname.
I've never had a nickname for Heather for obvious reasons.
First of all, you guys, this is my girl from Spelman. For those of you who don't know, I am a Spelman grad.
Yeah.
Okay, class of 2017. Heather and I are class of 2017. I haven't seen you since then. Does that sound right? I have not seen you since I lived in Atlanta.
I would say that's accurate.
Oh my gosh. So, you guys, before we introduce her, I'm super excited about this. We have so much to cover. Like, an hour just is not enough. So, as you can see, I'm on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live. This is my first time doing YouTube Live. So I'm super excited for you guys to come in with your questions and ask us whatever you want to ask. While you can, before the price goes up even higher, because the price is already high. So don't get it twisted, okay? So as y'all can see, this is my sugar baby episode. I feel like if you are a 20-something, you've always wanted, I don't care. I feel like everyone has thought about being a sugar baby or has been like curious, interested in that whole like world and like that whole lifestyle. I know I have, because my broke ass in college, I wanted somebody to pay for my shit. Like, I don't give a damn. So, and I've never liked spending my own money. So I felt like everyone's wanted to be a sugar baby, whether it's your friend or a sister, auntie, cousin who's told you about it, or if you know somebody, or even if you don't know somebody, like it's been like a hot topic before. So I wanted to talk about this, but like put a whole plot twist on it. So y'all think that this episode is about how to be a sugar baby, and y'all probably think Heather's a sugar baby and all this shit, but plot twist for that ass. So introduce yourself, boo, before we get into the episode, because we have a lot to talk about, like I said. So tell us whatever you want to tell us about yourself.
Okay, awesome. Well, number one, thank you so much for having me on my first little podcast.
This is your first podcast?
Yes, it is. And y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. She is so professional. Like, literally a few days ago, I got the meeting notes. She's giving me directions. She has a producer, even prior to the call. Like, she carved out time to actually prep for this. Like, when I say super, super professional. And, like, yesterday, we ended up getting on a call and talk for like an hour and a half. And I think what did I call you for originally? I think, was it like just replying to some video or something?
I think I asked you if you could go live last night, but you were traveling, so.
Oh, right. Yes, I was just in Boston. Yay, I love Boston.
I've never been.
But yeah, y'all, like super professional. I'm so happy that this is my first one. So I hope that I can make it entertaining. Obviously, I want to make it informational and really just help elevate my sisters and when it comes to dating. Okay, I love these sound effects. Seriously.
People are always thrown off by the sound effects. They're like, "What the fuck?" But
I don't expect it. So when it comes, I'm like, ooh, okay, that was cute. I actually like it. I actually like Marvin does really good with them. Seriously.
Yeah. So This is your first podcast. This is my first YouTube Live. I never prep with my guests. Like, that was the first. I'm so glad you called me the last night, because you called me yesterday afternoon. It wasn't last night, but I never prep with my guests. So they just come on and we just do our thing, because usually it's like family and like friends who live here. And so they just show up and whatever. But I'm glad that you feel like I'm so professional with my producer Marvin in the back. Shout out to you, Marvin. Okay. Marvin really makes it look like, he makes it official, because it is official.
Marvin is amazing. Seriously. Okay. But
Oh my God.
back to your original question, I think you asked for me to introduce myself.
I think you asked me.
Yeah, so met Killa at Spelman. I guess, I would
2013.
Say, yes, 2013, we stayed in the same freshman hall. Not to give too much information, but we stayed in the same freshman hall. I knew her my whole entire college career, basically.
Exactly.
And while I was there, I actually started dating older men. I kind of heard about the sugar baby thing, and I wasn't really sure, back then, I wasn't really sure how to go about it, right? But luckily I got lucky. I met some really, really cool people. And yeah, I would say that is really how I got my start in dating older men and men who are just extremely, obviously generous if they're with a young, cute girl.
Good words. Good words you use. Notice how she said generous and not dudes who be tricking and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't
generous is a nice word for a trick.
Oh my God. I don't like some of the language around that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a professional, right? I have a whole career, a corporate job. So when it comes to talking about my dating and what I do, I never want anybody to I want people to know exactly what it is, right? And that's just it. It's dating. It's not me. I'm not an escort. I don't have sex with men for money. I never did that even in college, right? Because luckily, I was fortunate that my parents still supported me, right? They still give me money. I wasn't just out here,
You weren't dating guys because they had money. They just happened to have it.
Period. No,
right.
Seriously.
Because that's what you were attracting at that point in your life. Do you feel like you were just attracting that, where it's you didn't really
I will say I was kind of back then, because I was super young, number one.
Right. We were 18? Freshman year?
Freshman year, but
I was.
Yeah. But I don't think I was actually I think I really got into it my sophomore year.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'll say that I definitely got into it more my sophomore year. Seriously.
Did you hear a lot of, when you were dating older guys, do you remember? Because that was so long ago. Freshman year, sophomore year was so long ago.
I don't remember anything.
Right. And I feel like there is a stigma around the whole sugar baby, that whole term, and and what people would there's just a bad stigma about it, because
it really is.
If you hear sugar baby, you're thinking, well, this young girl is having sex with grandpa for money or to get a bag or something. And that's not the case.
Not the case. I've never had to have sex with anybody for money, ever. That's just, I'm not, I didn't grow up with a hard life, right? Financially, my parents were stable. Even in college, my parents helped me in college. I never did that, nor did I have to. So I just want to clear the air, especially for people on my Instagram that follow me. Folks, really, I think people do think that I'm
a sugar baby.
Yeah. And I do want to get to, in my opinion, what a sugar baby is, right? Because I haven't really defined it yet to, on here. But, and I think that, everybody's opinion is kind of different. So I kind of want to tell y'all what I think a sugar baby is. Obviously, I'm not one, because in my opinion, I'm too old.
Yeah, like I said, this is not about how to be a sugar baby, because you don't even identify, and you never have considered yourself a sugar baby.
Even back then, I wouldn't even say that. Yeah, because I wasn't just it. Yeah, I wasn't in it to just I didn't have actual arrangements, right? It was really dating. So anything that I got, it was a gift to a girlfriend. So, but some relationships like that, again, to me, sugar baby is a relationship between two people, but
where it's arranged.
Well, right, like if you have an arrangement,
Mm-hmm.
so if you agree that, hey, you're gonna support me and you're gonna, pay my bills, or you're gonna give me an allowance, or
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna take me shopping, like everybody's arrangement is kind of different. So I guess my arrangement may have just been, I'm your girlfriend, spoil me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say I never really
Spoiled
felt
girlfriend.
like I
said spoiled girlfriend.
Right. So so now again, at the age I'm in my late 20s now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and sugar baby world, that's pretty old, to be honest, right? Like,
really?
It's pretty old. I would say.
What's the cutoff?
To me, sugar babies are people who are still in undergrad, like that age.
Yeah, I feel like under 20 or maybe like 21.
No, when I left college, I was 22. I would say between 18, because it really is some 18-year-olds out, girls out here, sugaring. But
sugaring?
I would say about from 18 about 24 to 24. 23, 24. Okay. That kind of counts for grad school if you do 2 years.
Okay. Well, I'm just as of Friday, September 17th, I'm just way out of the dang. I would even be accepted.
So I do want to, Kayla, I do want to say hey to Yasmin and Danielle. So I do see we have a question from Yasmin.
Hey, Yasmin girl.
That's my cousin. Yasmin's my cousin. So hey, cousin.
Hey, fam.
And then Danielle is from one of my car clubs. So
the Jeep, she owns a Jeep too?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
So anyway, I see more people. I think I saw 6 people total are in here. Like, if something out to say who it is, or
I went into our YouTube live and I just see our video up there, but I don't know how you can see people. They
need to announce themselves. It looks like. So just say hey, so we can acknowledge you.
Okay, so you see them, so it doesn't even matter. You say hello to the people. Tell them I love them.
Yes, because I said hello to Yasmin and Danielle because they commented in the chat. So.
Okay, hey y'all. But okay, so to close out the escort versus the sugar baby, how you define that? You were talking about escort and sugar baby, those, the line between those two, and how people often get that confused.
Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
No, sorry.
But escort, escort, I mean, there actually is an actual definition, I believe, for that. But it's purely transactional, right? And some words that people might think when they hear escort is a prostitute, right? Like that. They kind of go hand in hand. Escort just, in my opinion, is a little high end. Kind of are with a group. There's a madam or something, or I guess it's just to me, escort, it just sounds more of a high end service. But regardless, it's just more that versus sugar baby, and so that to me is, and not even just to me, just what it is, more transactional. It's we set up a meet and I'm providing you sexual favors
for money or material things.
Honestly, it's really just straight cash. Have you heard of leaving cash on the table on the nightstand? That's okay.
Yeah. That's like the show that was on HBO, The Girlfriend Experience. I used to love that show. Have you watched that?
No, I haven't.
No?
But thanks for bringing that up. I'll put it on my watch list.
It's on HBO. It's a series. And it's pretty old. It came out a few years ago. I think it was out before I even went to grad school, but I used to watch it. I used to like that show. And the girls, each show had a girl who was she was an escort, and she would be with different, very, very successful, very, very rich men, and she was having sex with them, and they would give her a lot of money. But then they were always a part of some kind of scandal. So that's why I liked it. Yeah. So The Girlfriend Experience, check that one out. If it's still out there.
No, for sure. So that's really definitely the difference for me. I would say I was probably never neither, right? Because
Yeah.
Even with the sugar baby, there's still like it's still kind of transactional, right?
Okay.
So again, for me, it was just I liked older men. I liked older men with money, and I liked older men who were generous. So that's really just what it was for me, and what it still is for me today.
Is that why you think people like assume that you are a sugar baby because that's what your preference is?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like even if I'm like with one and out in public, you know,
they would assume.
Yeah, you know, when I was in Florida last week, I was on the plane and I met a young lady, and she actually like called me a sugar baby. And I'm like, I'm not one.
Yeah,
FYI, like I'm just not one.
Right, let her know. Come correct because this ain't that.
Well, for me, yeah, no, it isn't. It really
for me, it isn't.
It isn't that. It
isn't that at all. Speaking of, because last weekend threw me for a loop. First of all, I blame it on Virgo season because Virgo season be doing the people good, okay?
Okay, because we Virgo. Yeah, we're both Virgo. You just had a birthday this weekend. Happy birthday.
Thank you, boo. Chelsea, when was your birthday?
September 3rd.
Did you post anything about your birthday? Did I say happy birthday?
I think you did. Most people did. I was in Denver smoking weed for my birthday.
For real?
Yes, with some girlfriends.
I actually always wanted to go to Denver, like the Denvers and the Utahs and stuff. Like I had to experience.
Yes. Super cool. Denver is super litty. Like I really like that city.
Girl, you're a Virgo too? I love meeting other Virgos. I
don't know why you're acting like you did not know that.
I probably forgot. September 3rd. I was in Houston that weekend.
No, because I forgot you were one too. But then I remember, like back in college, your birthday was always like right after mine.
Oh my gosh! Well, that just explains everything.
So, I do want to say hey to Chelsea, and I want to say hey to Kiana. Yep, Kiana. Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are having a Q&A at the end of this. So closer to 9 o'clock, like 8:50, like closer to 9 o'clock, we're going to answer you guys' questions and whatever y'all have to say. Let us know. But back to last weekend. Don't try to change the subject because I was blown away when I saw that 9 figures, okay? You're talking about 9-figure dude, that big ass house, them damn boats. I don't care for all that stuff because I don't know how to swim.
Wait, can we play a game with the audience?
What are they saying?
I can't see. Because you mentioned 9 figures. So I want to know if the audience knows exactly how much 9 figures is.
Right. What kind of air is that? Like a bajillionaire? The fuck?
I want to hear from the audience. We still have a few people in here.
Wait, what is the question? What kind of air is a 9-figure guy? Because I have no idea. I think it's a trillionaire.
No.
What is a trillion?
Trillionaire is like God.
How many zeros is that?
It'd be like probably 12 digits. I don't know.
What do they call a person who makes 9 figures? Like who was Chelsea with last weekend?
No, babe, the question is how much is that? Like what is 9 figures? But it doesn't seem like math is our guest strong suit because no one is saying anything. So 9 figures is over $100 million, FYI. So anyway, okay, keep going, Kayla.
Over 100 million. So that's $1 billion, right?
No. Wait, my cousin said, so Heather done went right out the window.
She said Heather went right out the window.
Yeah.
Girl,
we've been saying Chelsea this whole time anyway, so.
No way.
Yes way. It's okay.
I said Chelsea?
Yeah. I think I even said my own name. Anyway, okay. Yasmin, you're correct. Yes, 100 million. That is what qualifies you to be a person.
So that's what he makes per year, approximately.
No, not per year. That's his net worth. No, that's not.
Okay. Okay, so he's worth like about $100 million.
Oh, so he's worth over that. But I was just letting people know, like like 6 figures is 100. Like to be in the to be considered in 6 figures, you have to be at least at 100,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it ranges all the way up to 999,000.
Okay.
So that's still like that's that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing for 9. Right. So
well, how was that weekend? Did you have a blast? It looked like you were having an amazing time.
Well, what did you see? Because you keep talking about you was blown away.
Girl, I saw. Oh, why? Why am I getting a call? I saw a big ass house, a nice ass house. I saw Chelsea on boats, looking cute. Chelsea, Heather.
We done with this. It's just over with. Seriously.
Bitch, you Heather. Heather always looking cute. On the damn boat. And like, I saw that you were with an older guy. Like, he looked significantly older. And so I feel like when people see that kind of stuff, they're like, oh, I know what she's into. But then we also had a conversation and you're like, well, that's not what I am. That's not who I am. So...
Literally, yeah.
It's different. Right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
No, it's fine, girl. It's fine, girl.
Marvin, you might have to do some type of sound effect every time I mess up with that.
And people love telling Marvin like what sound effects to make.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. But how did you know when you were like, because I'm into older guys too. I ain't never been with $100 million making nigga. But
me neither, girl. So this is my first time being with someone that like I've dated millionaires before, but I haven't dated someone.
Mm-hmm. Where are you finding millionaires and 100 millionaires?
Oh, so we're getting to my cousin's question.
She asked you that? Who, Yasmin or?
Yasmin. She said, "How are we meeting these type of guys? Where do I meet them? Especially during the pandemic."
Yes. How are you meeting them? Because I know girls who have used the sugar baby sites, but they don't ever. They just make the accounts and they don't.
On there. Them shits don't work. I'm not on there. But actually, no. I think maybe they do work sometimes. I don't know. I never really experienced where it was successful, right? I think I may have made one in college, but I'm not on there. It's too many scammers on there anyway.
Yeah.
But back to me, where I meet men my preference of men, right? I meet them in person. I also meet them on the dating app Hinge. To me, that's like the classiest dating app, to be honest.
Heather, you don't meet these dudes on Hinge.
Yes, I do.
No way.
When I tell you, that's why I said it's the classiest one, right? Because you have actual it's not like Tinder. It really is not like a Tinder.
It's not. I was using Hinge over the quarantine and I really liked it. I like the layout and the fact they have the questions and everything. But you probably paid for it. You paid for that subscription, now didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
It was only $20 for a month, right? And what I wanted was to see if you do pay for it, you get an exhaustive, you get to see who likes you. Because I don't just be on. I'm gonna be honest. I don't just be on there scrolling, right? I don't just right. I pay for that so I could just open and see who liked me. And
see who likes you.
I just go through and I'm like, okay, he looks cute. Let me look at his job. Let me see how old he is, right?
On Hinge.
Yes.
Y'all can go on Hinge. Don't use those cheap ass sugar baby sites because I feel like they are cheap. Even if you do have to pay for them, I feel like they are. What kind of guy like that? Let me turn my thing on. What kind of guy like that would even be on a sugar baby site?
I'm gonna say this, you could. I'm not gonna completely discount them because
because you never know because there are probably multiple that that are better than others. I don't know.
Yeah, and when I was with my boo last week, he told me that he was on there at one point. So
And you met him on Hinge.
Yeah, I met him on Hinge.
No way. So
yes way. I still have the screenshots of his profile.
Of the conversation. Y'all, Heather met a 9-figure man on Hinge because she wasn't cheap. So you trying to up your game a little bit, expand your horizons. spend some money. Spend some money to make some money, to get some money. I don't know. But I
That's a
cannot
great
believe.
point.
Uh-huh.
That's a great point to investing in.
Invest in it.
It's an investment in what you want, right? Like
Yeah.
I make investments. We make investments all the time, right? We get our hair done, we get our nails done, get our lashes done, buy makeup, go pay for a gym membership, pay for, you invest a lot, right? But you just gotta kind of be strategic with it, right? Because I mean, I never would. The only reason why I paid for the little app, like one of the subscription service, is because it lets you see who likes you. Like that's one of the things of the
it gives you
dating
more.
app, right? Yeah, it's one of the things of the dating apps. Like you never really see who likes you. It's just like if you end up matching with them, that's when you connect. I don't really do all that scrolling, so that's why I was like, okay, like whoever's gonna swipe on me, let me just see who it is. All of them.
Because I had Hinge and I didn't pay for the subscription, so I know that, and they always push for you to pay for the app, and so I know that they give you way more when you pay, but that's like with everything. So, but I didn't have time for that because I was just like there for a good time, not a long time. So, but I like Hinge, so at least I know that I have good taste also. I just didn't go that extra mile. But now you guys know how to find these guys. And if you're interested in
Yeah, so let's talk about the in-person though. I don't think I really touched much on that.
Yeah, and then meeting them in person, like, girl, I'm
gonna be honest, y'all. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'll be like over time, right? Just aligning myself with my goals and my vision and all that stuff, right? So my vision, like my goal, and I would just say my preference, right? Like I don't really give men a chance that's gonna waste my time. I don't give men a chance that are broke. If we're gonna be honest, I don't give.
Let's be very honest, okay?
Very honest, just very clear. I don't, right? Like you have to be doing just as good as me, and that's bare minimum. Like you have to be doing, that's bare minimum.
Right.
And even still, that doesn't make the cut. So you gotta like be able to bring something into my life. I think I do really well for myself. So that's why I think that's really kind of why I'm more attracted to older men, and I just like them more. It's just, there's just a lot more benefits and just more of a connection. Because, as some of our Spelman sisters have said, I've been 45 since freshman year. So, it just kind of like, it lines up. But back to in person, at this point in my life, I think I just attract older men.
Right.
I really do.
Because I feel like once you have like one or two, it's that natural just attraction. Because it's different than just sitting there like being thirsty for it because you're used to that. You've always been into that. Like you said, girls have always thought that you were older than what you were. Because they probably think that you're like super mature at a certain time.
But hold on, let me clear. I want to say mentally, right? I still look like I'm 18.
You can look however you want to look, but that's what it's all about too, because age is but a number. So if you are like, because people tell me all the time they think I'm older than what I am. Like when I got hired at my job, they're like, we didn't even know you were 25. Like we didn't know how old you were. Like, so people always tell me that they think I'm older because I seem so mature. And I'm like, where do y'all see this maturity? Because I don't understand. But it's like a mental thing and it's just like an aura. So that's why I said like when you experience certain people, you just attract that because it just becomes you. So wherever you go, you probably just come across these guys. And like you said, you align your aura with that. And that's super, super important to align your aura with what you want. And you're not wavering in that. Like what you want and what you don't want to. So
women need, I would say, like for my sister, especially the ladies watching right now, y'all need to know how to say no. I don't care if he seems nice. I don't care if he got a good personality. If he is not, if he doesn't align with your vision and what you want, and if he definitely isn't doing just as well as you or better, say no and move on.
Yeah.
Like just
because
move on.
You make room for the person that does align with that vision. And I feel like a lot of us are just holding on to like the past and holding on to potential, and that's not real. So we got to make room for what we actually want. And one question I did want to ask you, because you did say you meet some of these guys in person, you meet them on.
I wanted to tell you a story. Yeah, I wanted to tell you like I wouldn't say he's the most recent. I've been talking to him for a little bit, but.
What story about what? Because I wanted to ask you,
one of my favorite
how
stories.
do you know if they got it or not? Like, especially if you meet them in person, like, how do you know if they meet your standard?
When I tell y'all, it'd be the ones that...
You have no idea.
No designer.
They look bummy as hell. No,
they don't look bummy.
They put together.
Still look clean. They still look clean, but their outfit could have came from Walmart for all I know.
Right,
you know what I mean?
He don't got a Gucci belt on, showing the buckle. He's not showing his Gucci buckle, okay?
ain't no studded shades, ain't no,
no
it's
shades,
just none of
nothing. Mm-hmm.
It's none of that. And again, because I've been dating like this for so long, I really can just eyeball it. But I do want to tell you the story about when I did when I met a really, really wealthy one in person. Mm-hmm. So basically, I was at Lululemon, like right down the street from my apartment.
Oh my God, the fit girls love Lululemon.
I just got put on. Seriously, y'all. Yes. Shout out to Lulu. I love this top is from Lulu, actually. I really like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive as hell though. But
out of my
I'm not
budget.
gonna lie. Some of them prices, I'd be like, y'all can go to hell. but it's really good quality stuff. Anyway, was at Lululemon, and then I went to this restaurant called Flower Child right across the street. I ain't never been there, none of that. As I'm walking in, it's this older black man, and FYI, because folks be thinking I don't like black men, so that's not the case. I do like black men. They just gotta come correct, like all my men. So FYI.
Period.
But
period.
Man, he just, we just make eye contact. So, I just smile and, I just, say hello. Because, you staring that hard, I'll just acknowledge you. I go inside, I order food. It actually took me extremely long to get my food. I didn't like that from that restaurant.
Okay.
But, I was in there for about 45 minutes. I come out and I'm walking to my car. Next thing I know, he just runs up behind me. He's like, hey.
Running.
Runs out. I have my bag.
Was it at nighttime?
Huh?
Was it at nighttime?
No, it was during the day. Broad daylight.
I was about to say, don't run up on me at night when I'm walking to my car.
I am not in Buckhead in the streets at night. I'm not sure if you heard what's going on, but I'm just not in the streets at night in Buckhead. FYI. I would never just be in a parking lot with my top and doors off my Jeep. Anyway, so he comes up and he's like, Jeep. Hey, what's your name and all this stuff, and I'm. Ladies, we always still got to play hard to get, right? So I'm kind of brushing him off. He's talking to me. I'm still walking my car. I'm like, oh, my name's Chelsea, paying myself. I'm barely paying him any mind. And he's like, he was like, oh, you ate at Flower Child. Did you get me some food? I said, now, why would I do that? I don't know you. So he was like, I don't buy men food. And he said something actually kind of flirty. He was like, I could buy you things. And so that's when he gets my attention, right? I'm like, okay, now you're speaking my language. You can buy me things, okay? So I was like, so what do you do? That's the first thing I asked. I didn't even ask him his name. I was like, so what do you do? And he was like, I'm a real estate developer. Again, ladies, y'all need to learn these job titles, right? I can tell you, I can ballpark their work.
Because you're an expert.
Yes, just by their job title.
Okay.
Right? So if they're a senior VP for a big bank, I know they probably pushing $1 million, right?
Really?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Their base salary is much lower. Sorry, we keep going off on tangent. Let me finish the story.
Girl, she's about to give me the breakdown. That's paid content, okay?
Exactly.
The girls got to do their research.
Look, Bootcamp. We can talk about Bootcamp.
We better go into Bootcamp, y'all, okay? Because sis got a Bootcamp.
We can go to Bootcamp.
Right.
Anyway, I hear real estate developer, and he said it with his chest, right? A man who is about his business. They're not gonna stutter when you ask them what to do. Right? Some of these scammers or some of these people that ain't doing nothing.
Because they're not going to tell you what they do. Right. They're not going to tell you.
It's gonna be hesitant, right? If he worked at the gas station, he's gonna be a little hesitant.
And if he hit you with are you the police?
Right, exactly. So I'm like, what do you do? So
okay.
I'm a developer. So he goes, oh, I would like to get to know you and stuff like that. And again, this man is dressed like a damn, I don't know what to say, but he dressed, like, that's kind of rude, what I was going to say. But he had on like a plaid button-down shirt, tucked into some khaki pants with some belt and brown shoes on. Like, he looked like a square. I'll just say that. He looked like a square. So I was like, but that's when I was like, but he rich. Because ain't nobody like, they be dressing like that now. So yeah, so he was like, yeah, I would love to take you out sometime. And again, at that point, I had vetted him. And I have realized, okay, this is someone who I will, get to know. Like, I will let them take me out. Like, I'll see what they're about, right? Because if he wasn't, the conversation would have been right there. I have a boyfriend. I'm a lesbian. And get in my car. I
have a boyfriend, or no. Can I get your number? No, I'm good. I have a boyfriend. When a nigga try to talk to me, I just hit them with a no, because they don't care if you say you have a boyfriend or not. So I just be like, no, you can't get my number. No, we can't hang out now.
But be careful with that, though. Some crazies out there,
Right.
So anyway, give him my number. I get in the car, drive off. I'm pulling off in the traffic. He comes by me in an AMG G-Wagon. He pulls up next to me in an AMG G-Wagon.
And were you shocked because of what he had on? It's like, what the hell? Or
I wasn't shocked because I ain't never wrong. I know who's rich. Like, I know.
I ain't never wrong. That's the Virgo right there. All right, Miss Virgo. I know my stuff, okay?
So literally that night we went to Bistro Nico. And he actually let me drive his G-Wagon around. He actually even offered to let me drive his G-Wagon.
I heard that was a terrible ride.
So I drive a Jeep Wrangler, so it's similar. Like, I didn't notice the difference. Actually,
it's similar? Well, because it's the same shape, The
same shape, but my Jeep is actually lifted and all that stuff. So mine is actually a rougher ride. So when I got in there, I was like, whoa, like, this is pretty smooth.
It was nice. So you want an AMG really now?
Girl, all the seats got damn massage. Every seat is a massage chair.
I always said cars need to have massagers in the seat. Like, the heated seats does me good, but I was saying that cars need massage seats. So they already got that. So
you spend $150,000 on a car, you might get your massage seat.
Do you want an AMG now? Is that the car you want? You want to keep your Jeep?
I will keep my Jeep, but I do want another car. I'm like so into Porsches. Another guy who was pretty financially well off. He actually wasn't as old, but he let me drive his Porsche for. At that point, was it a few months? At that point, I don't know. I was driving a little Porsche around for a little bit, but we actually just stopped talking, so I don't drive it anymore. But I was driving it because I don't have a top of my Jeep. It rains, and I need a second car, so I don't get rain on.
Right.
So I'm working on getting a second car, y'all.
I just got into. I had my eye on like the Porsches. Is it Porsche? You said Porsche. I know you probably know more than me. So is it Porsche or Porsche? Which one is it?
Porsche. It's Porsche.
It's Porsche.
It's
like
Porsche.
Real Housewives, Porsche.
Yeah,
I had my eyes on a Porsche. Because I feel like they look super cute. So
I think Porsches are German cars. I believe. It's somewhere over there, and they actually have a pretty cool program. But again, we can talk about all that in Bootcamp.
I know. I'm gonna say we off again, but that's okay. So older guys. We both are into older guys. I feel like I've always been into dating older men too.
Can we say hey to Maya and Tiffany?
Hey y'all.
Yes, Danielle. Everybody, it really, the folks. So I went on a date with a guy who he owned 9 Porsches, and that's so I learned a lot about Porsches.
That's why you know Porsche versus Porsche. So
yes.
I did. This is next on the agenda. I wanted you to tell me about like getting flued out because people closest to me know. Over quarantine, my dumb ass was trying to get flued out because I was on the dating apps and stuff. And so like you meet guys from everywhere. And I've had some terrible flued out attempt stories. And I know because you were posting like his assistant was booking your flight, and then it was like a whole thing.
Yeah. So his assistant, so all the commercial flights that I need to get to him, his assistant will book that. But he has a private plane. So if I'm with him and we're going somewhere else, and he keeps it in South Florida, so like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and he keeps it with him, right? Like wherever he goes, it's with him. Okay. So if it's if it's just me and him, obviously like just get on his plane. But if I have to go to come from Atlanta, like I came from Atlanta to go see him down in South, she booked that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, rich, right? They got assistants. They not sitting up here doing all that. They damn self. Like,
and you had like, because I know the girls are just like, well, what is the flu? They have flued out rules now, like rules to getting flued out. Are you aware of that? Or are you just like, okay?
I don't know nothing. Like, right?
I don't know nothing about any of that stuff.
Kayla, like, and I think the group watching this knows, I just made an Instagram.
No, you didn't. Well, you did actually.
I never had no Instagram.
I remember that. I remember you didn't have an Instagram, and then you just made it like recently, not recently, like yesterday, but like
in March of this year. Yeah,
I remember that. I do. Yes.
That's one thing. When I tell you, I don't know all this stuff.
Why did you not have Instagram all this time, Heather?
I think I'm just too private. If you meet me in person, I'm like an open book. Yeah. Right. But
y'all would love her in person. I love you.
Oh, thank you.
I love you so much, actually. But okay, so now we have to get into this because I really want to talk about this meme that I sent you. Okay. The meme about the woman. So there's this like video of this girl who was going around asking random women like she was asking them, how important is money in relationships? And because we're talking about dating guys and like our preferences and 9-figure niggas and all that stuff, how important is money in relationships? And let me tell you guys, I don't know if you saw it. I posted it on my story, but if you guys haven't watched it, this girl interviewed like, the clip showed like her interviewing like 5 girls. 3 of them were black and 2 of them were like non-black. So she interviewed a white girl and a Muslim girl. And basically she asked them, how important is money in relationships? And all of the black women were like, they were on the fence. They didn't give you a clear answer.
Be honest. They was flat out saying money wasn't important.
They weren't saying it wasn't important, but they weren't like, it's not important at all. While the white girl was like, if you don't have money, then what's the point? The Muslim girl was like, it's important. The black girls were like, well, it's not all that. One of the girls was like, well, it doesn't matter because I can help him get him to where he needs to be. The other 2 were like, it's not all that important because he can work as long as he works towards making more money or something like that. But they didn't care if they didn't care about whether their person had money or not. And so I wanted to talk about that because
we had a great conversation about this yesterday.
That was crazy to me. Because white girl was like, if you don't have no money, then what's the point? Because there's this whole city girl, hot girl thing where it's like, well, black women are, we're gold diggers and we're just using men for money.
Are we? According to that video yesterday, no, we're not. We over here.
Right, we don't care. And then it's like, then there are things circulating around about like Asian women and Asian culture where, the man, if you don't have it to provide for your woman in the Asian culture, that's unacceptable.
You ain't getting no woman. Exactly.
You ain't getting no woman. That's unacceptable.
You ain't getting no woman.
It's expected of you. But there's something going on with like this black culture and then everybody else. So it seems like we're getting stigmatized because we prefer men who are established and who have their shit together. And, in other cultures.
Are you saying about us, like us individually? Because again, overwhelmingly, like if you look at the numbers, Kayla, no, we don't require men to have money. Most of the women in
we're the heads of household.
We're the heads of the household. We're the breadwinners. We are maybe even the only parent in the house, right?
Absolutely.
So, unfortunately, no, we're not gold diggers. So when people say that about Black women, I'm like, no, we over here raising men like they are sons, and that breaks my heart. And I want everybody that's watching this right now. I see it's 9 of y'all. I want y'all to take a pledge right freaking now. Don't ever take care of a man. Don't ever settle for potential. Don't ever.
Because sis was surely like, well, he don't gotta have nothing because I can help him get to where he wants to be. And the girl who was interviewing her was trolling her like, okay, well, she's a ride or die. I will never do that, but this is a ride or die right here. And that's just too much pressure, and that's not our responsibility, you know. But how do you feel about like the women who are like, well, as long as he's working towards it, then that's cool? Because I feel like that's good. Like if you're working towards it, then sure. But you gotta have the drive and the motivation.
He can be your friend. That is not your man
until he gets his shit together.
So he gets his stuff, and he is your friend, and you got another man that got his shit together. You know, I like. Seriously, Kayla and everybody watching this, and I think I saw like nine people. Oh, hey.
Hey, y'all, for everyone who's here right now, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you. Hey, guys. So like when I tell you, no, hell no. I mean, first of all, let's just look at the way this world is set up. It's set up for men to succeed. Why the hell would I be with a broke one? Like they already make more money than us in the workplace.
The wage gap.
They already have more opportunities than us, right? The boy club, the men's club, right? It doesn't matter race either, right? They are set up to succeed. So why the hell? To me, again, it kind of reminds me of white privilege. Why would I get with a broke white boy?
Yeah.
Why would I get with a broke white man? You like, if anything, they were set up to really succeed and excel, right? Yeah. So it makes no sense logically why you would, with men have countless opportunities. There's so many men in this world that are successful. So don't think that, I fell for this person and this is the only person that's gonna like me, or this is the only person available. That's not the case. We don't really fathom how many people are in this freaking world, let alone your city, let alone the United States. Because I did all over the United States. Yeah, I travel a lot. And right now, with my job, the pandemic, we haven't been traveling for work, and we used to. So I built up a lot of points, a lot of hotel points, a lot of airline points. So I virtually, whenever I do pay for my own flights, I virtually fly for free. So,
oh, that's right.
So again, there's just an abundance of men who fit your preference out here. So do not be scared to tell these men no. I don't care if they got potential. What he can be your friend, and that's it. He can be your friend. He can be your friend, and you can only talk to him. You can only give him 2 hours a week of your time. Right. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling y'all, I done seen women fall in love with men that just aren't good for them.
And we just be settling.
Be settling. Do not settle. We're worth way more than that.
Yeah, and we get like so much shit for thinking just like that. Like, if he don't got his shit together, he could be a friend. I don't care if he's working towards it or not. We get so much shit for that. But in other cultures, like they don't have these problems.
Black women get shit for that because for so long we were expected to, and we have accepted scrap. Like, we've accepted literally nothing, right? So now that we are having standards for ourselves, it is shocking to people. They don't think we
that's you hit it on the nail with that one. Like, it's shocking to people. It is, because now they're looking at us like, excuse you? What? And that's why we're going to get into boot camp right now. Now we need to talk about this boot camp, because everything that you just mentioned is everything that you are helping, that you have helped other women like recognize, And I'm so excited for the future of boot camp, because you mentioned something really important yesterday, and that is just like you mentioned that you mastered the art of letting go, and I feel like that is a challenge for a lot of us. Like I'll join boot camp just to master that art because I be holding on to everything. Okay. I'm taking a lot of things personal right now, and like letting go is like an issue.
Letting go
for me. I can't let it go. Like when you told me, you were like, "Girl, something can happen. I can let it go," and I even think about it like it's a distant memory. I need to get like that.
We were talking about ghosting, right? Like you were like, "Oh, sometimes men ghost women out here, and we're stuck like holding the bag. Like what happened? Like feeling bad about ourselves." And at this point in my life, I don't even notice when I get ghosted. Because they weren't important. It didn't work out. So, and this is, it's not even, these are men of my preference that, sometimes it doesn't work out. And I say, okay. Because like I said, there's more men out there.
Exactly.
Tell us about someone out there that will do what you want them to do. But I do want to touch on boot camp.
Yeah.
Let's touch on boot camp. So boot camp.
Boot camp.
I'm still trying to figure out the official name for boot camp. Right now, it's literally just boot camp. I don't want to say sugar baby. I don't want to say sugar baby boot camp because again, I'm not a sugar baby. Right. But my boot camp, the goal of my boot camp is for women to realize their potential, right? For women to raise their standards of dating, and then also to navigate, dating successful men.
Yeah. So do the girls who was allowed in boot camp, like who was allowed? Because
everybody, I had the girls in there. Our ages range from like 22 or 23 to like 40. Okay. And then we had a gay guy in there. Love him.
Of course. I bet.
All the girls and all the gays out here want to, we deserve to get spoiled. We deserve to get what we want.
Yes. What were you about to say?
I've had one boot camp so far. My next one is on Thursday. So I think a lot of the people that are in here said they were going to wait, hold on. Maya, go to hell.
What did you say?
She told me when we were talking about not having Instagram, she said I was just logged into everybody else's. I didn't have one on my
Girl, I know girls like you.
Maya, don't ever come for me like that again. I keep telling you that. Anyway, so.
What were some common issues that girls would come to you with in your boot camp? Like when it comes to...
Okay. Right. Yeah, so... sorry, just to wrap up my thought about the boot camp. Yeah. Boot camp on Thursday. It's in person at my apartment and also virtual. So I do provide a Zoom link. And so the last boot camp, I think we had a total about 5 or 6 girls and guy. And we had some really good conversations, right? But I will tell y'all, especially if you're interested in joining my boot camp, if you are desperate for money right now, if you are in like real a need for money right now, my boot camp is not for you. If you are, if there's some things you need to work on, right? Like you don't feel confident about yourself. Maybe there's some things that you might need to sort out in therapy, right? You might need to go to a psychiatrist, get on some medication. You might need to, if you don't feel good about your body, you might want to go to the gym and start working towards, getting your body goal, but you have to have confidence. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you what you need to look like because that's different. And there's, like I said, there's someone out here for everybody. Right. And I think every, it's not for me to determine what looks good and what doesn't. I think everybody is beautiful in their own right, obviously. And the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It doesn't matter what I think. Just like some people might think my man is ugly. Y'all don't gotta sleep with him.
Who cares? Right. I don't care about you.
Y'all gotta sleep with him. Actually, I'm happy y'all don't like him. Like, don't like him. I like him. Right. But anyway,
I don't want you to think he's cute.
Huh?
I said I don't want you to think my man is cute.
No, don't think he's cute.
Right.
So anyway, so yeah, if there's some things that you need to figure out first before you come to boot camp. Boot camp is for women who are ready to step in their purpose.
Okay.
Who are ready to move forward, right? Like let go of the hurt and the pain. We all done been played before. We all done been cheated before. We all been ghosted. I don't even think about shit like that anymore. I just move forward because what is the point of dwelling on it? What is the point of dwelling on it?
I gotta tell myself that because I don't know, but I do it anyway. I don't know why I dwell on it, Chelsea. Heather. I don't know why I dwell on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? It's hard. It took me a long time to get to this point. I just got to this point, seriously, right? Like, I went through therapy.
It's a process.
Right, I have a psychiatrist. I've gone through 2 major weight loss transformations. So it took a while for me to get to this point too.
I gotta get into therapy. I'm looking for my therapist now. So.
I think everybody needs it. Even if you don't have like a
They do.
Even if you don't have a pressing problem right now, I think just talking to somebody.
Yeah. Get it before the trauma happens, you know? Get it before shit hits the fan. You know?
Because you could fuck your life up. Right, like not knowing what to do, and we all go through stuff, right? And, you know, I've been on the verge of messing my life up multiple times, right? But again, I've graduated out of therapy at this point. She's actually trying to meet with me less and less, but you know, I hit my copay. It's only $20 a session right now.
You don't want to let her go. You can't let her go.
I ain't letting her go. I still go to her. I'm like, that's talk.
I almost cried when my therapy ended. When I was in grad school, I went to therapy after I got ghosted because I was ready to kill somebody. So I was like on the verge of tears when our sessions came to an end. I'm like, you're like my bestie. I don't want you to go. She's like, you got this now. You got it. I'm like, no, I don't. Don't leave me. But okay, so y'all, Bootcamp was on Thursday. That's exciting. That's super exciting.
Yeah, for sure. If your money isn't right, like, so for y'all to want a certain type of man, especially if it's a man,
you gotta have that aura.
Yeah, you can't, like, the men I date, they don't want no girl that actually needs a man to support them. I'll be honest, right? Like, not saying it's end all be all. I'm not saying, you know, everybody's the same, but the men I've dated, the fact that like I have my own career, the fact that I don't need them, that is all the more reason for them to treat me with respect.
Absolutely.
All the more reason for them to do what the F I asked them to do, right? Because I don't need them.
Because you don't need them. Exactly. And that's the key. Okay.
I want them.
You have to have an abundance mindset. And that's basically what it is, like having this abundance mindset and then having the confidence and being secure in yourself and not, because when you need somebody, like you become, that's coming from a place of lack when you feel like you need a man for money and to help you get by, you know, like whatever he's providing is extra.
Get on your feet, because when I tell you, when you depend on somebody to live, it can get crazy. People will exploit the hell out of you. They will abuse you.
That's when you're going to have to start doing some strange things for a piece of change. Right. Do something strange for a piece of change.
That's when you become an escort, child. So anyway, you know, to Maya's point, I'm focused on my money too, right? But again, everything that I have to bring to, because I saw, we talked about this yesterday, but there was, and I think I posted this yesterday too on my Instagram, but this guy, you know, he's all about tricking. He be saying tricking. He all about tricking and spoiling his girls. He's like big on TikTok. Anyway, he said, it's a red flag if a man asks you what you bring to the table.
It absolutely is.
Because the man, first of all, the man should have the table set up. He should have the charcuterie. He should have the wine, the dessert. The table should be established before I even get up in here.
Yeah,
whatever I bring to the table is literally an enhancement, right? Like it's a bonus. It's dessert. It's not necessary for the table. It's not the legs of the table. It's not the meal. It's not. It is
right.
Literally,
them legs, boy. Them legs of that table, child.
It just makes the relationship better. And to his point, if a man is asking what you bring to the table, he needs you more than you need him. And don't ever be with no man that needs you more than they need.
Because why are you even asking me that? If you ask you that, hit the dough. Hit the dough.
Yeah. Yeah. So men they love women, right? That are established, that have their own shit. But is it required for them in their life? Hell no, because they have their shit together.
Right.
My boo right now, who I really like, y'all, he's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, I really like him. But my boo right now, he had his 9 figures before I even met him. So why the hell would he ask me what I bring to the table You know what I mean? He doesn't have
Child, what do you even say to that? Like, what do you
nothing.
mean?
Goodbye. I would literally say, I don't bring shit to the table. Goodbye. Like
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
at that
even want to sit at
point,
your table.
he ain't it.
I don't want to sit at your table. Why would I sit at your table?
Yeah.
You need me. So anyway.
Anyways, Miss Heather, we are to the end.
Well, so I do want to wrap up, right? Because I'm happy I spoke about Bootcamp, and I'm happy I spoke about, kind of my requirements, because you come into any situation, whether it's my Bootcamp, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job broken, you will not succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do, you won't. It will be pointless. So
yeah,
that's why I said that. But I do want everybody to know that, to me, there's 3 things that you need before you even step into this lifestyle, step into your purpose, step into all of this, step into my boot camp, step into, elevating your standards, right? Step into a relationship with a successful man, or a man that's going to take care of you, or a man that's, going to do what he's supposed to do. Because, a successful man, he doesn't have to be 9 figures. Hell, you don't even have to be, you don't even have to be 6 or 7, but he needs to be able to provide for you. Mm-hmm. And that could look different, but you need to be with
absolutely,
someone, mm-hmm. You need to be with someone that is going to enhance your life. And again, that doesn't even have to be financially. So anyway, the 3 things to me you need to have, and I discussed in my last boot camp. And I won't go in any particular order right now. I'll tell y'all what I think is most important at the end. But you need discernment, right? Okay. So I talked about that a little earlier in this call. I said, I can bet a man within 10 minutes if he's worth my time at this point in my life, right? Because I have a lot of discernment. Like,
do he got it or not?
Exactly. I'm talking to you and I ask you what you do for work, and you can't even
you can't tell me.
You can't tell me, you stutter, and you can't, no, hell no, get out, right? Go away.
What's number 2?
So you need discernment. You need to be able to vet people, and that's just a life skill in general, right? Yeah. So, number 2, you need to have some self-worth about yourself.
Yeah. No one to say no.
Yeah.
No one to let go.
No one to let go. No one to be like, this man has presented his offer to you, right? He's telling you what he can do. If that is not aligned with your vision, your goal, and what you want and what you deserve, tell him bye. Yeah. You deserve more than that. Yeah. And he could be a good guy. There's someone out here for him that will be happy with him, and he'll fulfill her, but it's just not going to be you or me, right? Yeah. So you need to have self-worth. And then so this one actually is the biggest thing, is confidence. Because someone could literally walk in right now and tell me I'm ugly as hell, and I would just be like, okay. Right? Because I don't believe you. I don't believe, and shit, I could be ugly, right? But I know what I believe about myself, right? Yeah. I have that confidence in myself that I'm like, okay, in case of point, with my favorite man right now, he could end things with me today. He could end things with me an hour ago. He could end things with me next week. Am I going to be sad? I will be probably, obviously if it ends, it will end for a good reason. I think when things end, they end for a good reason, right? Yeah. Because if it was going to work, it would work. But I would, I'd probably be like, oh, okay, wow, like I expected more, I thought more. But I would never just, I'm not at a point in my life where I would get in a depression about it. Yeah. I would just move forward.
Like you wouldn't dwell on it for too long. Nope. And that stems from the confidence. So I like that. I like how you made that connection where it's like, I have enough confidence in myself that if my favorite boo were to leave me right now, it's whatever.
That's his loss. Tomorrow. First of all, that's his loss. I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him. And that's the confidence right there. Like, sorry for him. Okay.
Yeah, he's missing out. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
And first, ladies always have a roster, right? Like it's our.
Oh my gosh!
It's already in line waiting, right? Like they just waiting for the opportunity. It's people I'm still talking to.
I've been trying to teach the girls, have roster date multiple guys.
I just got put onto that. Seriously, it took me a while to do that.
I've been onto that since high school, but we're gonna talk about that on another day because we are concluding this
Can we have a Q&A real quick? Yes or no?
We can have a Q&A. Let's go on live after this and have a Q&A.
On IG?
Yeah.
Is Marvin kicking us out?
Yes. So we went over an hour.
Marvin, 5 minutes.
We are at 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're past 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So spoiled.
We'll do a part two.
Yeah, we will do a part 2 for sure.
Let's do that because I really wanted to get to you guys' questions. But we will get to them because they're on our YouTube. So we're going to get to these questions, girl. Thank you so much, Heather, for coming. I love you so
much. Thank you for having me. This is my first podcast. I enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to do another one.
Your first but not the last. From Sugar Baby to Spoiled Girlfriend. This was amazing. My first YouTube live with you was a success. So thank you so much for tuning in, boo.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon for part 2 because we're going to do part 2 for y'all because, like I said, an hour is not enough. So.
No, part 2 is my boot camp on Thursday.
Ooh.
At 7:30 p.m. So in-person Zoom, I will, I'll put up another poll or survey thing on my Instagram to figure out who wants to join and come. I'll either send you address or send you Zoom link. But we can continue this conversation on Thursday.
That sounds like so much fun. I wish I was in Atlanta right now. So I'll be tuning into Bootcamp while it's free.
While it's free, because after I start getting results from my ladies, I'm gonna start charging for my
as you should, because this is quality. What you're giving us right now, it's quality. So thank you so much, Miss Thing. Invite me next time on the yacht, okay, in the mansion, okay, because I'm a come.
No, he told me I could bring some friends on the plane, or to the boat. He told me I can invite friends, so I gotta figure that out.
I'm there. I take the first slot.
No, he told me I already have 2 people in the slot. He told me 2. I'm just trying to get it to like 6.
Next time. Next time. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about the little people. Thank you, boo. You guys are tuned into the Killa Konvos podcast.